Today we are at Willbrook Plantation Golf Club, Myrtle Beach area, South Carolina. Beautiful spot. There's a troubling thing happening in the world of golf that we're gonna remedy right now. Sadly, people are quitting golf at alarming rates these days. So I figure while we're out here at Willbrook Plantation showing you this joint, we'll go over the top 10 reasons why people are leaving the game and how to correct that. If you've ever thought about quitting this game, comment down below and let us know why. You probably are picking out the top reason is how expensive it is to play on the golf course. And look, it does get spendy for sure, but there's plenty of inexpensive ways to go about doing it. And because so many people are leaving the game, guess what green fees are doing? They're dropping as well. A popular way to get good at golf for cheap right now is indoor or simulated golf. And that will build you up so you can eventually start playing real tracks. Kind of like this one. Second on the list also has to deal with expenses. And it does get expensive. I mean, check this out. We got just my driver alone. This is like a $4.99 driver, and that's an expensive upgrade shaft, like a few $400 shaft. Not to mention your irons, T100, I mean T100S, Tyler, you're going like $1,000. And these Axiom shafts, that's $1,000 for the shafts for your irons. I mean, you're in for like a couple, $2-3 grand just for irons. That does not include your $150 wedges. And there's like 3 of them. And then you got a putter. Good night. You know how much you could spend on a putter? Benardi. I know, it's spendy. This is the best solution for cost of clubs. What you do is you tell a buddy, hey, I'm gonna quit golf. It's just the clubs are too expensive. I can't afford them. Spread the word. I guarantee you one of your buddies will have an older set of clubs that they will give you. I've done it, my friends, everybody does it. We pass along what we're not using. So talk to somebody who's been in the game a while and get yourself some great equipment for nothing. Or you can go to a secondhand store like a Goodwill or online. They're cheap there. They're not free there. The next thing on my list of reasons why people are leaving the game is because they don't have anybody to play with. Like none of their friends are picking up the game. So they would just have to be all alone. I play golf by myself all the time, and when I first started, none of my friends were picking up the game either, so I played alone a lot. I think it's good for the soul. So look, I mean, by myself, amongst nature, it's a beautiful day, so you can enjoy some quality time with yourself. Get to know you. So don't let that be an obstacle stopping you from playing. You'll make some friends too out here, quickly. Another reason people are leaving the game so much is because it takes too long. And I gotta admit, it does take too long. But there is something you can do to alleviate the wait and improve all at the same time. All right, so although we're on a par 5, we got a little wait. Obviously, because I'm playing by myself too. So this is something I used to do in college all the time, and man, you get better quick. Grab a wedge, let's go to the tee box. So although it might be a slow round, 5+ hours, whatever, use that as an opportunity to improve your game, not quit the game. So you're gonna take your ball and we're gonna chip it to the tee markers. We're gonna go back to the left, to the right, go to the white, left, right, and back and forth until it's time to go. See, you wanna tap it. Once you hit it, then you go to the next one. You can see how few strokes you can take in completing whatever course you set up. And when you're doing it, never move the ball out of the way. You want to ricochet it off the tee markers far enough so you have a shot. And if you don't, then you gotta like punch out. But this is how you improve and you become a great short game artist. The next thing on the list is a lot of people are quitting because it's just too dang hard. And yes, it is a hard game, but you follow this channel and we can make it a whole lot easier without getting too technical. So that's an easy fix right there. Stay with me, I'm with you, we're together. Let's go make another birdie. Another reason people are leaving the game is because they say golf is just too boring. And yes, things can get boring. So what we're gonna do is spice it up. And this is something you should do, and it'll help you stay in the game because you'll get better faster by doing things like this. We're on the 6th hole here at Willbrook Plantation, 355-yard par 4. And I'm gonna play this entire hole with my 7-iron. These are the types of things we should be doing to take boring out of golf. It's actually the 7th hole. So get it? 7th hole, 7-iron. It works out. 175. That's a little out of my zone, but we got to try to really rope one in there. And if I miss, I want to miss right so I'm not in a bunker with the 7-iron. All right, I think we're chipping with 7-iron. Well, that's the only thing we're playing with, so we're doing all right. We're pin high right over there, so pretty good. Chipping 7-iron. See how fun that is? I even mark my ball with the 7-iron. You could do that. It's illegal, by the way. That's how you take boring out of golf, because no one likes boring. That was fun. Another reason people are quitting the game is because of lessons. Lessons are so expensive. Well, there's a major problem even with that statement. You see, you don't need lessons to start playing this game at all. There's only 3 things you need to know. One is a proper grip. I'm gonna put a video right up here for you on that exact topic so you can go figure that out. Get a good grip, and then there's only 2 more things to know, and you don't need lessons. The next thing is this that you need to do is when you're hitting your iron shots, never take a full swing. I want a controlled 3/4 swing every single time with your irons, whether you're on the course or at the range. 138, I got a 9-iron, 3/4. This goes like 150. So I want to dial it back. Controlled. They'll be crisply hit every single time. Okay, not every time, but most time, more than not. And the last thing you need is just work on your lag putting. You don't need lessons for that. You just need to develop feel on the greens. You do those things, you'll be fine. You don't need lessons. Another reason people are leaving the game a lot these days is because they don't see any progress in their game. They kind of get to a level and then that's it. They don't get any better. Well, I'm gonna show you how to fix that right now. The reason you don't see any progress and we get discouraged is this: we keep doing the same thing over and over and over and over. We never change. We have to change us to get it better. So normally, short par 4, I would hit driver and then wedge, and I'd keep doing the same pattern over and over and over, which, whatever. But if you really want to improve, you got to play a different game. This time we're going to go 4-iron and have a different shot in than we normally would have. And it's really hard to get improvement when you're like 40 yards from the green every time. Like, that's the hardest shot in golf, and unless you're spending a lot of time practicing it, it's just not gonna work out very often. So now we're back to like 138, fuller shot, and this is where we're gonna see improvement, because you can get much better at these shots. And it's more full swing. Well, 3/4 with the iron, but you're gonna do it better every time. And that's the quickest way to see improvement in the game of golf. Just mix up your game a bit. You'll thank me for it. Don't quit. Mix it up. Another common reason people are leaving the game is because, sadly, of physical limitations. I get it. My back hurts, but I'll tell you what, these days, with what we know about like exercise and physio and all that good stuff, you can do great things with what you've got. And there's always a way to swing a golf club regardless of your physical limitations. And there's courses that you can play, like shorter courses, par 3s, all kinds of stuff. So don't give it up just because it's tough. I had a broken right arm for like 6 months once. I just swung one-handed, lefty. Got my bunker game really good. So you can do it. Another big reason people are leaving the game is because they're just flat out intimidated. And we got a solution for you there too. Here's the deal. If we're intimidated, quite often it's because there's shots we just can't play. So don't play them. Move the ball wherever it is where you're most confident, especially when you're new and you're learning. I've seen so many people hit like 10 shots out of the bunker and then they quit the game because they just can't get past it. Tell you, don't play it. If you can't do it, don't play it. Simple. And then practice on your own. And then when you feel comfortable, try it here and there. But if you can't ever overcome it, don't ever play it. We're having fun out here. That shot's a heck of a lot less intimidating than the other one. And if this is too intimidating, throw it in the fairway. I don't care. I do care, though, that you're here. What do you guys think of Willbrook so far? Pretty cool place. I'd say the looks of this place is spectacular. 2 thumbs up with the Spanish moss on the trees. Beautiful. I love the quiet seclusion of this area. That's one of the things I love most about the game of golf. They have there's some type of Bermuda greens. They're either Champion Bermuda or Ultra Dwarf Eagle Tiff Bermuda. It's one of those two. Both are great. One's a little better than the other, but those are the top 2. It's one of those 2. And the fairways are spectacular. Everything's in great condition, so I love showing up. Even in the summertime, when the grasses are a little longer, the greens are still rolling. Very, very true. And it helps we're making a great score, too. So that always helps. I love that. Oh, and there's one more reason people are quitting the game in rapid succession. We're going to fix it for you right now. You see, and I get this one because I have 3 kids. A lot of people are leaving the game because their wife is like, you got kids, we're married, you're spending time with me, you can't play golf. I got a solution for you there too. It'll work for me, and I think it'll work for you too. So here's what you do. All right, early on, early. You start this early when your kids are just born. Maybe when she's pregnant, like early, maybe even before that. You buy a little plastic set of golf clubs and you tell your wife, you gotta prime it a little bit. Like, hey, if we train our kids in golf, because we don't know how tall they're gonna be, we don't know how big they're gonna be, we don't know how athletic they're gonna be. But golf is that one sport where our kids, no matter what, they can be pretty good. And all they need is some good training. They have free college, good scholarship. Like, you just tell them that it's where you're gonna start. Start there. And then they'll be like, oh, okay. And that opens the door for you. Just work on it for early. And then you take them to practice with you while they're in their little stroller. Then not only are you like molding and shaping your children, but you're scoring points with your wife by taking the kids off her hands. So you're winning there. Then what you do is you take those little whippersnappers, all three of them, to tournaments for years and years and years. You caddy for them, all three of them. And you spend hours and hours and hours and driving and countless time just helping them with their game. And that will buy you some time to play golf with your buddies, right there. Look at this, 18th hole here at Willowbrook. Look, this is my hitting zone with my driver. You better have good accuracy on this hole. I had 4 birdies and I think I had one bogey. I quit.